Sam Acho with us. The name of the book is Let the World See You. What is this book about from your view?
The book, Let the World See You, my book is about what it means to be seen, to be known, and to be loved. It's about what it means to be real, and what it means to be human. So many of us in a football world, church world, business world, even at home, we tend to pretend. We tend to pretend, and we will hide and we'll put on these masks. We'll act like we're something we're not. And this book is about the journey to freedom, this journey to finding out who you really are and living in that purpose. So it's a book about authenticity, about vulnerability, and it's not a football book. We talked about it at the top of the podcast, how I'm not just a football player. It's a book about life, a book about struggle, a book about shame, about fear, about doubt, but also about success and hope and freedom.
How is it as a football player, though, that you can't help but put up a mask when you walk into that locker room because there is that expectation?
Absolutely. Locker rooms are easy places to wear masks. And you wouldn't think so because you're around these guys 24/7 on the practice field, in the meeting room, eating lunch together. Yet it's easy to pretend. It's easy to walk into that facility and pretend. And then I realized, oh, wow, people do the same things at home. We pretend, we hide, we walk into our house, we're different. We walk into work, we're different. And so for me, yes, it's hard to be real in a locker room, but it's also hard to be real in a business setting, in a meeting room. And so this book really speaks to anyone in any industry who's ever felt like they had to pretend. Even at church, sometimes go and they act like they have it all together, where church is a time we're supposed to be real. Not even church, wherever you go. And so this book is really about that journey of authenticity.
You write about discovering how to take off the mask and show who you really are. Dive into that a little bit, Sam, because I think that's probably the biggest fear that I see, that I hear. Even myself, I think there's just times where, boy, I'm going to be so vulnerable, and I'm the CEO of a company. Let's talk about taking the mask off.
Well, I'll tell a story. In 2018, I just signed a contract to go be the starting outside linebacker for the Bears. I was with the team for 3 years. I had a coaching change. A lot of guys left, and I stayed. And I figured this is my time. I'm going to shine. I'm going to be the guy. And I was going through a lot that year. Had some family issues, personal issues. I was still trying to figure out who I was. And I started to go see a counselor. My friend, he heard about what was going on. He said, man, you need to talk to someone. So I started to talk with a counselor, and he started telling me, really listening to me and reminding me that, hey, Sam, it's okay to be real. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. Well, all of a sudden in my locker room, I start to show emotion, and not just, yeah, let's go, but like emotion, like, man, I'm struggling. Started crying in front of my teammates when I was going through some stuff, and they looked at me, and I thought they would look at me and shun me and say, no, you're the leader, you're the starter. They didn't do that. They looked at me, they said, Sam, it's really nice to see you. I said, what do you mean? It's nice to see you. We've all been there. We've all been there. And so what I didn't realize was that it takes courage to be real. It takes courage to be vulnerable. It takes courage to be the CEO, the starter, the dad, the mom, the whatever. It takes courage to be all that, but also to empathize, to be vulnerable, to be real, to cry. It takes courage. And so I started to show my teammates the real me. And not only did they receive freedom from that, but I received freedom. Our team succeeded off the field, on the field. We went to the playoffs that year, but also relationships grew, and I started to grow as a leader.
Let the World See You with Sam Acho. What did you learn about yourself by writing? Writing is so therapeutic for so many people. Forget about football. Just what did you learn about you?
I learned that I'm super emotional and that it's not a bad thing. Like, I learned that I'm strong, but my strength is in my empathy. I learned that, and I say that to you because as I was writing this book, whether physically, sometimes I would use pen and paper, sometimes I use my computer, I would emote. Tears would often be flowing down from my eyes. I would think back to those times and all that I've been through and that God has brought me through, and I would realize that I'm more than just what meets the eye, and you are too. Anybody listening in, you're more than just what meets the eye. Some people are stay-at-home moms, and it's like, oh, you just stay at home all day. No, you're so much more. Some people are NFL linebackers. They think, well, all I have is football. No, you're so much more. Some people are CEOs, and you think that your whole identity revolves around your work, and it's not true. You are so much more than meets the eye. And I realized that as I wrote this book. And I want you to realize that too as you read it.
He's a former Arizona Cardinal, Sam Acho. He has just written a book, Let the World See You. He will be speaking at the Grove Bible Church in Gilbert at the end of this month on January 31st. All right, before I get you out of here, you got to put on your fearless prediction hat here. Who's going to the Super Bowl? We have 4 teams left. Where are you at on Bills, Chiefs? Start there.
Bills, easy.
Listen to you, just like that, because you don't think Mahomes is going to play?
Well, even if Mahomes plays, number one, I don't think Mahomes is going to play. If you saw the game yesterday, you saw him wobbling, you saw his eyes dazed. I don't think he's going to play, and I don't think he should play. But even if he does, the Bills are a hot team. Anyone knows playoffs is all about who's the hottest team. And yes, Kansas City is hot as well, but they cooled off a little bit last week. And I understand that people say with Chad Henne, anything is possible. I get that. but man, those Bills, there's something special about them. They built a culture from the top down, and that's why they're so successful.
All right, Packers, Bucks.
I like the Pack. And this isn't resentment from my time at Tampa Bay. Aaron Rodgers is playing at a phenomenal level. He's obviously playing at an MVP level, and they'll announce that soon, I'm sure. He's phenomenal. And yes, Tampa Bay's defense is outstanding. The number 1 run defense in the league, a top 7 overall defense in the NFL as well. But Aaron Rodgers, I played against him for 8 times in my career, really not 10 times. When I was in Arizona, we played Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and we won that game. Pat P, my good friend Patrick, had an interception. We won that game, but man, Aaron Rodgers is phenomenal. He's going to tear apart those young DBs. We talk about the young secondary in Tampa Bay. Aaron Rodgers is going to do work.
Good stuff here with the book. Good to visit with you and to catch up. Stay well, stay safe. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Brad.